Way. Well, there's a long history of success in central Montana on the wrestling mats. In fact, last year, teams from our viewing area swept all 4 team titles at last year's all-class state wrestling tournament in Billings. Now there's a new team in town, and they hope to carve out a niche in the Class C. Meet the newest sports team at Great Falls Central Catholic High School. For the first time in 42 years, these athletes will wear the Mustang logo on the wrestling mat.
I think it's been 40-some years since the last time the school had wrestlers, and I think it's kind of nice to be part of this new group that's bringing it back in.
11 wrestlers make up the brand new team. Good numbers for a Class C school, but the majority have little to no wrestling experience, which means there's a lot of teaching going on at practice.
A ton. Most of our kids have never wrestled before, so a lot of basic fundamentals, really going back to what we learned when we were young.
Technique isn't the only new thing for the Mustangs. There's the matter of making weight.
1, 2, 3. We've been measuring ourselves on the scales every now and again, seeing where we're at and adjusting accordingly.
And putting on a singlet.
Yeah, the singlet's something. You're close to a bunch of other guys a lot of the time, so that's something weird to get used to.
But they have the right coach for the job in Eric Heinbaugh. The former Chinook and UGF standout was brought up in the Class C and knows what it takes to make a program successful.
I can say we work hard, but he has to work twice as hard. He's there about an hour early, he's getting things ready, he's making sure our towels are clean. Heck, he's done my laundry a couple of times. So
there will be some growing pains at the start of the season, but it's all just prep work for the real goal. A trip to Metro Park for the all-class state wrestling tournament. Coach believes the Mustangs have the talent to reach state and compete with the best.
It's just going to take work, and it's going to take a good attitude during the season to always be improving and just take it with a grain of salt, because you're going to have some ups and downs through the season, and as long as we're focused on those 2 weekends in February, yeah, I think that'll happen. So.
Well, meanwhile, Heinbaugh's former team is getting ready for a big weekend on the mats as well. Coach Caleb Schaefer and the UGF Argos are set to host the annual Battle of the Rockies this weekend, featuring 4 of the top 10 ranked teams in the country. Schaefer says he still doesn't know how his young team will respond to the competition, but he's excited to find out.
You know, we're still trying to figure our team out. We're young, we're real inconsistent. We wrestled Northern real close. We lost on our criteria. Then we came back the next week, lost to Southern Oregon, then go and win the Spokane Open. These guys are young. They're young pups. We still haven't figured out how to wrestle consistently, and I kind of knew that going in. So I couldn't tell you what we're going to have in store for us this weekend.
Well, the Battle of the Rockies will feature 8 teams facing off in 11 duels on Friday, followed by an open tournament on Saturday featuring just under 30 ranked wrestlers. Well, following the open tournament at UGF Saturday afternoon, 221 Industries brings MMA to the McLaughlin Center for the first ever campus invasion. Now, in the past, several UGF wrestlers have stepped into the cage at ICF events, but this time alumni and a few other sports will be represented as well.
You know, softball player, Rich Hollis's daughter, who owns the Sting, a big supporter of us. She's going to be stepping in the cage against a girl from Spokane, and Cody Vukasin. He played basketball way back. You know, he's from CMR. He'll step in the cage. He's a veteran for us. So, yeah, you got a mix of everything. It's going to be pretty interesting.
Those are 11 fights on a card in an event that should pack the McLaughlin Center at UGF. All proceeds will go to the Argo Athletic Department. Ticket information will be on our website, KRTV.com. Finally, the Carroll women's basketball team is off to an okay start so far this season, going undefeated, a perfect 10-0 in 2015. But if you ask Coach Sayers or any of her players, the record is nice and all, but they're far from popping champagne over it.
Will come when you focus on the process, and that's really where we've been with this young team, and obviously they bought into that, and it's exciting to win. And after we got the win on Saturday, we said we're going to enjoy this till about 9 a.m. Monday morning, and then everybody's 0-0. And
yeah, so that was our preseason, but now we're into our regular season. So right now we're 0-0. We're not really worried about that record that people are talking about. So we're going in with a clean slate now, and it's anyone's game.
Frontier play begins Thursday night. The Saints host Montana Tech. They're bitter rivals. Well, UGF and Northern will hit the road at Western and Rocky Mountain, respectively. That's your check on sports. We'll be right back.
Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Tillman Motor Company.